What's going on, YouTube modeling community? Pap here at West Georgia Rods and Customs. I'm not at West Georgia Rods and Customs tonight. I am in Jacksonville, Florida with some of my good friends here at the Jaxcon show 2025. And we're going to go around the table. We're going to show y'all who all's here. I got a good lineup tonight. And we'll let everybody introduce themselves and their channels on YouTube. We all know this fella.
It's me, Mike, the Scale Model Outlaw.
And the next one.
Skip-O-Matic's Model Mania.
Yeah.
Sam from Sam's Model Man.
And
Old Tom, Rammer 69.
we're not out of here, guys.
That's my name, Rick Z.
Rick Z, that's it. Papa Z. And back around this way to this old ugly guy. Pappy at West Georgia Rods and Customs. And that is that's the lineup we got for y'all tonight. Great show. Hope y'all enjoy it. First question. Do you have a favorite build, Mikey?
Favorite build as in what I've done?
Yep.
That would,
in model cars.
that would be for my latest one, my 67 Charger.
Ooh, I seen that tonight.
Pappy got to be the first one to see it in person.
Ooh, that sure was. It was an awesome job. Skip-O.
When I get one finished, I'll have one.
Again, that's why we have fun. What about you, Sam?
Probably my Core's Elliott Thunderbird.
That's good looking.
Ooh, man, I like that one. Yeah, I love me some Mobile. Tom?
Probably my latest red 41 Willis pickup.
Oh, yes, and it's on the table tonight as we speak.
It's the one
Lovely.
I'm working on now.
What are you working on?
A 66 T-Bird.
Oh, man, old Thunder chirking. Mine, I don't know. Mike, I don't know. You probably don't even remember this one. This was back when I first started. I know Tom and Rick probably remember. I did an old Chevrolet box truck, black. It was lowered. I got the inspiration from it from the old show we used to go to up at Cleveland, Tennessee, when Chevy Cheeseburger had that show up there for years. And it was an orange one. It was in scale auto, if I remember right. But I just did the same thing he did, slammed it down real low, called it my shop truck. But it was the first black paint job that actually turned out decent for me. But that was my favorite build right there. I think it was an old plow truck kit, and I dropped it from a four-wheel drive down to a slammer. So that was my favorite one. All right, number two. What or who got you involved in models?
Originally, it would have been my big brother. He was doing models, and I fell in line with him and thought what he was doing was cool. So I started doing it with him, and got it just like everybody else. Hit my teenage years and found the T's and T's and got out of it, and been back in it now for like 4 years, three and a half, 4 years.
Yeah, it happens when you're a teenager. You get hit by them fumes, car fumes and perfumes.
Exactly.
Skip.
Right.
That'd be my dad.
Your dad.
Yeah, gave me a model when I was recovering from surgery and stuff.
Yeah.
And then I
Best thing to do.
got stuck doing that.
Yeah. Kind of gets into your DNA. What about you, son?
My mom bought me my first model kit when I was 9 years old. I've been building ever since.
Wow. Tom?
My mom, 8 years old.
Oh, man, we youth.
It would be my dad.
How old was you?
How old was I?
Yeah, when you got...
Started?
Yeah.
8 years old.
Wow.
They had model kits back then.
Yeah, the chip of that.
It's one of the ones I got on the table.
They didn't pound them out in stone back then. Mine was been about the same, Rick. I'd have been about 8 years old. My next door neighbor, he lived with his grandmother, and his name was Kenny Harris, and he built a old AMT 55 Chevy panel van and painted beer on the side of it with one color black, and that was it. And I fell in love with it. And I was like, "Wow, Mom, can I go?" But yeah, you're using your allowance.
Right.
I took $3. I got $3 a week, and I would go buy an old kit, and lucky if I could buy glue or stuff like that. But yeah, he got me involved in
Inspired you moonshine runner?
it. Yeah, yeah.
picking up cans and bottles,
Yep.
and cash in to get the 5 cents to buy the glue to paint with.
Yep. Number three, if you decided to quit building, what would your hobby be?
Oh wow, that's a tough one. By quit building, does that exclude being able to get into 3D printing? Because then I probably have time for it.
That's another hobby in itself.
That's it. I would say probably do the 3D printing thing. I'm very interested in it, but I just don't have time for it. So if I gave up building, then I would probably step into the 3D printed build.
What about you, Skip?
I have no idea. 3D printing?
Oh,
I mean,
yeah,
I've
man.
got that and I played with already.
Do you? I didn't know you was print. When you start that?
A couple of years ago.
Was it? Okay. I thought, yeah, me and you talked about that a couple years ago at the same show. Sam?
I'd probably get back into my guitars.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I can't carry a tune.
in the bucket.
How about you, Tom?
I go back to woodworking.
Oh,
Mud truck.
how about you, Rick?
I would hoard model kits.
Ford Muddies. Do that. Quit building. I'm with Tom. I love woodworking. Matter of fact, just started, rebuilt me a new bench out there in the garage. Incorporated my router table, my chop saw, and my new table saw. So one of these days, I do dabble in it, but not like you would want to. All right, number 4. What is your favorite aftermarket part or parts?
Across the 3D printed motors, I guess, to put it in a big nutshell, all the 3D printed motors and the 3D printed tires. I mean,
Yep.
it's kind of hard to narrow it down.
Yep.
Can't think of a favorite one. I usually,
Is there one that you use in all your builds?
no,
No, not even narrowing it down. Okay.
I 3D print a lot. of
Whatever
stuff.
you, all that you do. Yeah. Photo etch. You do photo etch?
Not really.
I don't blame you.
That's the devil's metal.
Yeah. Sam,
I'd say tires and wheels.
tires and wheels. Tom,
Protect braided line and fit.
Nice, good choice.
Kirk's not here now, so he will be in the morning though.
I
Probably.
like the 3D printed parts.
3D printed. Wow. I am going to piggyback on that too. 3D printed. I'll tell you what, that is actually up the game as far as in details and stuff with everything that's out there now. I mean, one time we had photo etch come in, and now we got 3D printed parts, and that stuff is just off the chain. And if y'all want to talk about 3D printed parts, go to MCV Products. Laugh, Matthew, because I know you watching it. So anyhow, but yeah, 3D printed parts for me. Number 5. What is your favorite model show?
Acme for sure. Acme is my favorite show.
Your check's in the mud.
Yeah.
Skip, Acme. Sam, Tom, Rick.
Yeah,
I'm a Acme member, so you dang right I'm gonna say Acme. I enjoy being part of Acme, but the Acme show in my book, and then coming down here to this one because I get to, I see all of y'all at the Acme show, but I enjoy coming down to this one. Number one, it's a getaway for us. Getting away from Georgia. Tom and I have an old. Every year we start getting ready to come down here, Tom always texts me. He's like, "Don't you bring that damn cold weather down here?" Because one year we came when it was at the University of North Florida. We come down here and it frosted that morning, didn't it, Tom?
It was miserable.
And Tom can wear shorts, so I think I was in shorts that morning. I was like, well, it ain't cold to
Wind
me.
was blowing about 40.
Oh God. Okay, that was number 5. Number 6. We're going to really get into something, and y'all be truthful about this one because I see this a lot at a lot of the shows that I go to. How much detail is too much detail in a build?
For me, I would say if it starts looking, some people use the word cluttered. I like the word busy. If it looks busy, it starts throwing things out. In my mind's eye, it starts throwing things out of scale, starts making it look like there's too much going on, especially on these new motors where everything is hidden.
Yep.
You got coil packs, you don't have plug wires anymore.
Yep.
But I've said it before and I'll say it again. If you decide to go down the rabbit hole with plug wires, make sure that they're done correctly, make sure that they look right, because if a judge is, in my personal experience, if a judge sees that there's no plug wires and it's right out of the kit, he's judging based on what he sees. So if you start down the rabbit hole, you got to make sure you finish it, but without making it too busy, if that makes sense.
How about you, Skip?
Yeah, you have to piggyback on that.
Yep.
It's just too much starts taking away from it.
Yeah. Sam?
I agree. Simplicity sometimes. is the
Yeah.
best way.
Tom?
Keep it clean and simple.
I agree with that.
I agree with everything around this table, and I have an acronym for everything. KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. I mean, it is. But I see some guys, and I'm not picking on anybody in general. And you said busy, Mike. My mother used to call things like that busy when there's just too much to do. But say, keep the engine compartment simple. And I ain't trying to pick on some builders. Some builders try to use, oh gosh, they use leaf springs orange. I'm like, have you ever seen any leaf springs orange? I haven't, but that's what I'm saying. That's being just over detailing for me.
Just to add a little bit to that, though, it also depends on the scale of the model. Obviously,
Yeah.
the bigger the scale,
Yep.
the more you can get away with as far as detail stuff.
Yep. Keep it in scale. That's the biggest thing. All right, number 7. What was your defining moment with a model building hobby?
Defining moment.
Anything stands out?
Probably the biggest thing that stands out, and since we're here, I can relate to it a little bit. Last year when I came to Jaxcon and I met you, met Brian, met Tom for the first time, Papa Z for the first time, I didn't bring anything with me, and that's probably the biggest regret that I've had since then. We talk about this on our show. It doesn't matter if you think you're the best builder or the worst builder, or you don't think yours is going to be competitive. Bring it. It doesn't matter what level you're at. Bring it. Put it on the table. If you talk to the right people, you can get helpful criticism, and there might even be somebody out there that's not on the level that you're on, and you might inspire them to bring theirs next time. So that would be my defining moment, was making the mistake of not bringing something to a show, and going to a show and not bringing something to a show. I regret that more than anything.
Cool. Skip.
Seeing stuff, getting to come to shows and
Yep.
see the stuff that's at shows, and just realizing, just bring something. It doesn't matter
Yep.
what level you're at.
Skip. Sam?
Yeah, I'm kind of going off Mike too. It's the first time I took a car to a show. I went for years and years and didn't bring nothing. And then I went, and I actually got a medal the first time I went, which really surprised me because I didn't think I was near good enough. But that was it. It was just bring whatever you have.
Tommy?
Yeah, the guys, YouTube guys talked me into going to shows. I'd never done shows. Like Rick and Papa Dan, them guys are like, man, your stuff's good enough, you need to take it to show. And I didn't want to put it. And I went to Orlando show, Rick was there, went to the Orlando show and won a silver, and that show it's a really hard judge show. So to get a silver, I was over the moon. I'm like, wow, actually won something.
Yep. How about you, Papa Z?
My defining moment will come when I finally realize I have weights in my mouth.
Is that possible?
Oh, I love that, man. I swear. Oh, gosh. My defining moment, I have several, but I'm going to narrow it down to one. Kind of piggybacks off of all of y'all's. I never thought at all my stuff was worth sitting on a table with anybody's. Chevy Cheeseburger kind of drove that nail in the coffin for me. He said, no, you need to bring your stuff to the shows. And when I did, I got hooked. It was kind of like hook, line, and sinker. It just hooked me right in there. But to see, and I've got several folks standing right here in front of me that have won awards, won major awards, and I thought I'll never, ever win nothing like what I did. But whenever I had problems with pain or anything like that, I called Tom all the time, and he kept staying at me, giving me tips, giving me advice, and I've seen him walk up to the podium at Acme so many times, and I was just like, and I'd tell Vicky, man, I hope one of these days I can, and I always set a goal for myself. And 2019, I was able to go up to the podium and with my Blazer that I built, and I won top 10. I come home, I was on cloud 9 that day, and that was really my defining.
You and Rick Scott.
Yep, me and you and Rick, both, all of us won. We all, and George Ramos. George texted me today too, by the way. So, but anyhow, that was my defining moment, winning top 10. I told Vicky, and I came home, I'm like, I'm quitting. I'm done now. But no, I'm still pecking at it. But it's fun to get to come and hang out at the shows with y'all and do stuff like this. This is really what it's all about for me now.
And to piggyback on that a little bit, it's cool to get an award, but for me, when I showed you the 67 tonight, and you basically gave me a pat on the back. Tom saw my improvement. To me, that's more valuable than any award. Peers that I appreciate, guys that I know that are great builders, see something and definitely see growth in what I'm doing. That to me is even better than an award. And getting to hang out with everybody.
Well, carrying on the hobby too. I mean, I know you're not 12 years old, but I mean, there, hopefully, somewhere, somehow, somebody will get something from all this.
Right.
Let's see. That was number 7. All right, number 8. I'm really going to open up a can of worms on this, and I really want y'all's honest opinion on this because it's a hot topic. I know you and me and Mike's been in kind of some of these groups that involved with this. Rust-Oleum or Krylon paint? What's their purpose in this hobby?
That's such, it's such.
This ain't gonna make you cry.
No, it ain't gonna make me cry. No, Miss Summers, I'm sure. Listen, it's made to paint furniture with. Can you use it in the hobby? You certainly can. And if that's what you want to do, that's 100% your choice. If you want to be competitive, if you want to grow, you're going to eventually have to get away from it. There's no way around it. And there's so many other products out there that you can get financially. I understand that the cost of an airbrush up front. You don't even have to buy an airbrush. The Tamiyas, the Mr. Hobbies, those are hobby-oriented products. And in my personal opinion, and everybody has their own personal opinion. My personal opinion, if you're going to buy a rattle can, make it a Tamiya can, make it a Mr. Hobby can, and buy hobby-oriented products.
Bingo. Skip.
Yeah, if you're starting out and you're not really worried about competing, it's okay. But if you're going to compete, you got to go with the better stuff.
Gotta go with the better stuff. Sam?
Well, I agree with the better stuff, but unfortunately, not everybody has hobby shops around.
No, you're right.
And Home Depot and Lowe's are everywhere. And if that's all you got, well,
Yeah, that's all you got. Yeah.
So-
Ain't saying you can't. Well, well, it ain't my turn. Shut up, Fred. Tom?
Well, for me, it's not. It's definitely a no-go.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use it. But there, 30 years ago,
That's all there was.
I would have painted. So I didn't even know. 30 years ago, I didn't even know Tamiya paint existed.
Me either.
Right? I didn't even know it existed. And I would paint in high humidity, and paint would come out crappy, but I didn't care. I'm building a model, putting it on my shelf,
Having fun.
I don't care, right?
Yep.
But if you want to get serious about it, you probably need to use some of the hobby paints.
Yep.
You'll have a better result.
Yep.
Remember when you had duplicolor issues when they changed their formula, and I
Yep.
said, just get Tamiya.
Yep.
Just get Tamiya.
Guess what I've been using ever since?
The first,
Damn it.
I did a 64 Chevy pickup, which was my very first one-to-one vehicle as a kid. I had a 64 Chevy at 15 years old. So when I built the model to recreate it, I found red Tamiya, bright red spray paint.
Yep.
And that paint job come out like the best I'd ever sprayed out of a can. I was like,
Yes, I
wow, what is this?
Yeah.
And that had me hooked on Tamiya ever since.
Yep.
So,
How about you, Rexter?
I used it way in the past.
Yeah.
I don't use it anymore.
Yep.
But I must admit, I have seen some people get some fantastic
Me?
results.
We know one, don't we?
Yes.
We do.
And it's consistent.
And he-
Use it like every time.
As I always say, yeah.
the
But,
humidity
yep.
in Florida
Yeah.
is not conducive.
Not at all.
I'm really gonna, and I agree with every one of y'all. It's got its purpose, not in the hobby, but and Sam, like you said, everybody don't have a hobby shop, and if you order online, you're anytime you ship a chemical through the, that's a higher, that's more, that's another added on cost. But if you're, if it looks good on your shelf and you're happy with it, by all means, use it. But when I know Mike and I are both on, we're on a lot of the Facebook groups, and we see that constant battle, and it starts some serious questions, and they don't like their answers. They don't like the outcome of what we say. But if it's what you are comfortable with using and you're happy with it, by all means use it. But when you come to having guys like you that compete and and have, we use the Tamias and the MCWs and the splash paints and the automotive 2K clears. If you want to, go to that next level, you got to up that game. You got to quit using that stuff. But,
I would even say even those that don't necessarily compete, but you want to do better. Every time. Who doesn't want to do better?
Everybody wants to. Yeah, but
that's the rattle cans to me is.
And it's usually when the people, they'll come to a model show and they'll be like, "Is that yours? Yep. What do you use? Tamiya, 2K clear." Well, let me talk to you about Rust-Oleum. I want to talk to him. I mean, I'll talk to him. I'll be like, throw that crap away. But idiot. All right, number 9. Oh, God, this is really going. Are you a fast builder or a slow builder or a medium builder?
I am a slow builder. I have a bad habit of chasing that rabbit down the hole.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, that's get started on something, and it's like, oh, it's got to have this, and I saw this, or somebody mentioned that, and oh, I got to check that out. So, yeah, definitely a slow builder.
What's the build time on an average build?
3 months.
Skip.
I'm extremely slow.
What's your average time?
3 years.
3 years. Wow. My spirit animal is a sloth.
Can I change my answer? Apparently, I'm not as slow as Skip.
What you say?
I'd say probably kind of fast. I don't know. It takes me about a month usually if I can just keep on it.
Yeah.
An hour a day.
Yeah. Tom?
Slow.
Rick?
Slow most of the time, but I usually enjoy the 48-hour build. So
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You do real well doing that, too. I can't even open a box in 48 hours.
I did a sky.
I'm kind of with Sam. I can turn out something if I'm building for a show. I can generally do something in about a month. That as long as all the planets align up, and because there's one this year at Acme, that was my theme build, my Mustang theme build. I worked on that thing, and the planets did not align. That's the one that the engine didn't fit. So anyhow, I'm a slow builder. I really am. Okay, number 10, final one. Papa Z, this is yours. As model builders, what's wrong with us?
Oh, wow. What's wrong with us? If this was 15, 20 years ago or pre-YouTube, I would say that we tend to be socially inept. In fact, we don't like to get out in groups, but now that I'm doing this as, after YouTube, that's completely changed because now all we want to do is
we cracked his shell.
all we want to do is get together.
We diverging that now.
He did. Pop the cherry. Now all we want to do is get together. What is wrong with us? That one, that's a loaded question. I was not ready for that.
I know. That's why I was like,
I guess we like the smell of glue. And, wow, you know what? I don't know.
That's what happened. We sniffed too much.
Sniffing too much.
I'll tell you a little story about that.
Right.
How about you, Skip? What's wrong with us?
I have no idea. I haven't found a therapist that can figure it out yet.
I have. It's when I go to a model now. How about you, Sam? What's wrong with us?
I have no life.
Styrene addiction.
Styrene addiction.
Yeah.
All right,
Now I drag it.
This question was courtesy of this man right here. We had a conversation last week, and he said, "I got a question for you. I want to hear your answer, sir."
I got a list.
Oh my God! He did not know I was going to do this. He's ready.
One thing I do have, but not often enough, is OCD.
CD.
No, wait a minute. That's not
That's
me.
usually messed up by having ADD. I also suffer from PTSD. That happened from the paint can.
Oh
This
God!
one.
Oh God!
I shook it. Well, I heated it up first. Right?
Oh, you've watched one of my tutorials, I see.
Shook it.
Bang.
Cat went flying one way, the can went flying the other. I did this. Then I looked for the can, and this is what I found.
Oh God! That stuff's notorious for doing that, though.
Yeah.
It really is.
Okay. And
Oh, he's got more.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Part of the list. Styrene addiction.
Yeah. Okay, we're all gonna guilty of
Probably a
that.
phrase Doc Cranky invented, right?
Yeah.
And we self-medicate by building.
Yeah.
Arrested Development.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Somehow, and you say this a lot, when we're at these shows, we act like a bunch of little damn kids.
We did.
We
We
do.
stuck there. Hoarding is a psychological problem. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Got that.
Guilty.
Yeah, guilty.
Running down rabbit holes.
Guilty.
There's something wrong with that too.
Alice in Wonderland. I think we watched that too many
Or
times.
possibly bipolar. Schizophrenic. We all got them little voices saying, paint this color.
And so am I.
Oh, paint it that color. I think you should paint it this color.
Oh God.
Goes on for days sometimes.
Oh God.
And then I made one up
And
called MSS, which I don't have. Others do. You might have it.
what is it? What's the acronym?
I gotta remember.
MSS.
Mad Scientist Syndrome.
Mad scientist.
Guys like him have it. They get
Oh God.
crazy.
Are you on through, right?
Pretty wild.
Oh my God. We did not. Rick called me last week, and I told him I was needing some questions, and we were just really doing a wellness check on each other, I think. And he said, "I got a question for you for your 10 questions," and that was it. He said, "Write this down as model builders. What's wrong with us?" And I was like, "That's a damn good one."
question.
But and I do. I mean, just like Rick said, I said we're all little kids still. I'm 62. Well, I'm fixing to be 62, but I'm still in that 8-year-old body of that first model that I seen that I fell in love with, and then I found out that I can build for fun. I can build for I'll do a commission bill every now and then. That's fun, and get paid for it. That's another thing. But when I started going to model shows and making friends like y'all, that tops the cake for me. I mean, you can throw all the awards, you can throw all the getting bill photograph for Scale Auto or Auto Model Magazine or Fine Scale, you can throw that in the trash. But getting to sit around and shoot the crap with guys like y'all, that there's something wrong with every one of us, but that's the fun part for me, and getting to do, getting to meet up with y'all like this each year. So, but yeah, I'm a little, what was it I called it, Vicky? ADD? No, not it. OCD. And I'm the world's worst about everything has to, like I said earlier, the planets aligning. She'll come in there to my room, my model bench, and I am meticulous. I'll set something like that, write this, and I'll come back 20 minutes. If she's moved it, I'll know it. But that's my OCD, and that goes over into everybody's bills, I'm sure. Just like Rick said, what am I going to paint? I got to change that color. So, but anyhow, gentlemen, thank y'all again. This has really turned into a great series for my channel, and I appreciate everybody that participates in this each time. I try to keep the questions fresh. We got a bunch of new material coming in the future. I've already got some videos planned for a couple of podcasts on YouTube that's coming up. So I've already got agreements with them. We're going to do some 10 questions with a lot of the different podcast folks. So y'all stay tuned for that. And as I always say, if y'all can dream it,
You can build it.
build it. God bless y'all. Pappy out of here.